So, good evening, all. Myself, Pampa Panwar, on behalf of IICD, extend a very warm welcome to you all for yet another Varta session. Engaging in oral storytelling connects to sharing of cultural folk tales, exchange narratives, or create new stories, which not only develop skills of communication, but also creates a bonding environment. Today, the topic of our Varta session is Light Enhances Shadows. And we are going to talk about shadow puppetry, which belongs to the oral tradition. To shed light on the topic, we have with us Mr. Vipin Viswanatha, Shadow Puppeteer from Kerala. He belongs to a family who have been practicing this oral tradition and this craft from generations. His father is awarded the title of Shilpa Guru, Master Craftsperson. His family has immensely contributed to take this art form, taking it forward in modern times. Under the guidance of his forefathers, Bipin learned the skill in all aspects of this art form. It is believed that Chinna Thambi Pulavar, who lived 2000 years ago, was the first prominent performer of whole power kuttu. It was late Krishna Kutti Pulavar himself who first took Thol Power Kuttu out of the temple confines to the outside world. So apart from annual presentations in temples, so far they have conducted more than 5,000 performances in India and abroad. Vipin Viswanath, who belongs to the present generation, carries this legacy forward by actively helping his father in performing this art form and in production of new plays in this medium. So my first question, Vipin, is what is Thol Power Kuttu?
Thank you, ma'am. Tolpava Kuthu is a traditional art form of Kerala. It is a type of shadow puppetry. From the word Tolpava Kuthu means, Tol means leather, Pava means puppets, and Kuthu means play. So it is a play using the puppets made of leather.
Right. So where is this performed?
This Tolpava Kuthu is mainly performed in goddesses Bhadragali's temple. In Kerala, Palakkad, Thrissur, and Malappuram, these are the three districts where the goddess, where the Tolpava Kuthu is performed every year for 7 days, 14 days, 21 days, and even 72 days to please the goddesses Bhadragali.
Okay. So why is this performed in Bhadrakali temples?
There is a story behind that. It is believed that the goddesses Bhadragali had a big battle with a demon called as Darika. Bhadragali fought with Darika. At last she won that battle. While she come back, she was very wondered that she don't get much appreciation that she expected for killing a great demon Darika. She was very wondered. Anyway, she goes to Lord Shiva and asks, why I am not getting much appreciation that I actually wanted to be. So Lord Shiva said that you had a big battle, that's sure. But a big battle has been occurred this side, that is Rama Ravana fight. So Bhadragali wondered, oh, is that much big battle? I haven't watched that. So can I get a chance to watch that battle once again? So Lord Shiva said that once it is gone, we can't see that. Anyway, you can say, you go and settle in the Bhadragali temples. There, the Ramayana story will be played in front of you in the form of shadow puppetry. So it is the belief that this is the origin of shadow puppetry or Tolpavakutu.
So when is this performed?
It is performed before the 7 days, 14 days, or 21 days of Bhadragali's birthday or the Puram festival.
Oh,
It is a
we
believed
lost
that.
connection, I think.
Hello, can you hear me, ma'am? Hello?
Bipin, I think
No, ma'am, I can
there
hear
is
you.
some glitch.
Ma'am, you can please rejoin once. We are able to hear Vipin sir. Pampa ma'am, can you please rejoin once?
Ma'am, is that clear now?
I think Pampa ma'am is having some network issue. I'll just.
Yeah, okay, please.
Yes, Bipin?
Ma'am, can you hear me?
Bipin, we can't hear you. Hello?
Hello?
Ma'am, Ambigua, please rejoin the union.
Okay.
So, ma'am, shall I continue?
Yeah, Pampa
Sorry.
ma'am is fine. Yeah.
Sorry, Bipin, I lost my connection.
Yeah, okay,
I
ma'am,
thought it
okay,
was
ma'am.
you. Okay.
Okay. So as I said, to please the goddesses Bhadragali, it is performed before Puram. And it is a belief that by watching the Ravana Vadam or the Rama Ravana fight, Bhadragali get very happy. And for that, the Puram festival is happening there. So this is how, this is the connection between Bhadragali temples and Tolpavakutu.
Okay. So, can you describe this traditional practice? How is this performed?
In the Bhadragali temples, there were specially constructed theaters called as Kuthu Madams. So, this is the image of a Kuthu Madam. Like these specially constructed theaters, it will be of 42 feet length and about 14 feet width. And in this place, two curtains will be hanged. One is white and one is black. Like this, like that backside white and black. Uh, in that curtain, behind that curtain, there will be a wooden beam. In that wooden beam, these types of half-cut coconuts were kept. 21 half-cut coconuts were kept there, and coconut oil is poured into it, and we will light this lamp. In between this light and the screen, we will manipulate this puppet. So this is how the shadow puppetry is showed or projected in the screen.
And does the white and the black curtain signify something?
Yeah, ma'am. In some temples, even there will be three layers like white, black, and red. And some temples, white and black. The white signifies as the earth, while the black signifies as the hell. In some places, the red signifies as the heaven.
Okay. So, who all are engaged in this performance?
Actually, this puppetry or Tolpavakutu is a mix-up of different art forms in it. For example, there will be puppeteers, singers, musicians, etc. In the olden days, in a Kuthu Madam or play theaters, there will be about 10 or 12 artists for a session. The performance will be performed from night 10 to morning 6. So in between that time, there will be two shifts. For a shift, at least there will be 12 persons. Therefore, will manipulate the puppets. 4 persons will sing the song. In that same time, music instruments like chenda, elubara, ilathalam, as well as chelanga was played by this artist. And both 3 teams will collaborate and do a performance.
Ma'am, you are on mute.
Sorry. So it's a collaboration between the narrator, the puppeteer, and the musician.
Musicians, yes. It's a collaboration of three teams.
Yes. The narration is done in the form of slokas.
Yeah.
So can you give us a brief experience in narration of slokas?
Yes, there will be different types of slogas also in this puppetry. As all know that there were 8 types of emotions like kama, krodha, lobha, moha, mada, malsari, damba, asuya. So these are 8 type of emotion that a human being should have or human beings have. So in the puppetry, there will have every types of slogas like devotions, anger, and sorrow, etc. Like that, there are some folk songs also. So I think I can sing a folk related song for that. It's like Tittitara teideda, tigrditara teideda, ഇത്തിക്കൊത്തി കുഞ്ഞമ്മേ നിന്റെ ചക്കര കുടത്തില് കള്ളുണ്ടോ വേലിക്ക് തന്നള കുഞ്ഞമ്മേ ഒരു കൂടം തെളിക്കള്ള് കുടിക്കും പെണ്ണേ തിത്തിത്താര തെയ്തെയ്താ തീർത്തിത്താര തെയ്തെയ്താ താന്തി തിങ്കണ തോന്തി തിങ്കണ താന്തി തിങ്കണ തെയ്. This is a song that was sung by a umbrella man of Ravana. He's a comic character. While Ravana gets extreme happy or extreme sad, this umbrella man will sing some songs, say some stories to make him happy. So there are a lot of songs like these also in the puppetry.
Oh, that's nice. So, can you tell us about the material tools and the very process of the making of puppets and its manipulation?
Okay. Here, as you know, the word Tol Pavakuta means the puppets were made of leather. The leather puppets, there are different types of leather. In the olden days, we use deer skin. It is believed that the puppet theater is equal to the temple. So only sacred things were allowed to take inside the temple as well as puppet theater. Maravuri, Mandol, Darbai, Mananga, Yasanangal, Mundum. Hello? It means that Maravuri means it's a leather skin of the trees. Mandol means skin of the deer. And Darba means the holy grass. These 3 things were allowed to take inside the temple, so that the puppets are made of deer skin. But nowadays it's a crime to hunt deer, so we use ox skin or goat skin. But still we are using the old puppets to take inside the temples. That the skin we buy and we will dry that in the sun. After drying, we will just cut out the shape and then we will again put that in the water. Then we have to dry that again in the sun. After using the charcoal and the bamboo sticks, the hair was removed. While this hair was removed, we will sketch the puppet and using the different types of tools. Like there are different types of tools for each puppet. So by using different types of tools and with the hammer, we will cut out the shapes like this. This is the puppet of a Kumbhakarna. Here you can see each and every pieces were cut out using the tools. Like this, we have to cut out the tool, cut out the puppet, and then we will paint this. The paint is not to make it more attractive, it is a preservative. It preserves the leather from the skins and all. And the paints, we made it in our home itself. In the 20 or 30 liter of the water, we will put some teakwood, as jackfruit trees, or as chapanya, like the trees, and we will boil that and make this 10 or 20 liters of water into 100 ml or just 200 ml, and then we will apply it. And after that, a bamboo stick will be attached in the center of the puppet, and two hands will be joining. And to make the hands move, we will make another bamboo stick. And using these bamboo sticks, we will manipulate this puppet like this. This is how the puppets were manipulated.
Yeah, Vipin, this shadow puppetry is practiced in different parts of India. How is Kerala puppet different from the other parts of India? Like it's also
Yeah,
practiced in Andhra.
yeah, ma'am, yeah, ma'am. All over the world, they have their own puppetry. In India also, we have a lot of states have puppetry like Andhra Pradesh, Karnataka, Tamil Nadu, Orissa, uh, and in our Kerala. So in some places, it's named as Tolu Bommalata, Togalu Bombayata, Ravana Chaya, and in Tamil Nadu it is Tolpavakut, Kerala it is Tolpavakut. All other states make their puppets more attractive using paintings, while Kerala puppets we use carvings instead of paintings. This is the main difference. All other they also make some cut out some shapes, but in Kerala we focus mainly on these carvings and all. And we have a traditional theaters in our Kerala. Around 105 temples every year we are doing performances, and we have a permanent theaters in Kerala. But I don't think in other states they have permanent theaters. They're doing in temporary theaters, and their puppets will be nice. Using nice means it will be translucent, so the colors will pass through the screen. While the Kerala puppets were opaque and hard, so we mainly cut out the figures using these tools, and we just paint to make it as the paint as a preservative only. So this is the main difference. And still now in Kerala we use the traditional oil lamps, while other states changed something. They're using the electric bulbs and all.
Okay. So, Bipin, we have worked in collaboration in a production on the theme of episodes from Life of Mahatma Gandhi, and that
Yeah.
happened last year. And it was a great experience for me when you came to conduct a workshop with the students at IICD. So, can you share your experience?
Actually, it was a wonderful experience for me, ma'am, because while I came to IICD, I haven't expected this much energetic team there. The team was very vibrant and energetic. And I found a director and a scriptwriter everything was finished already, because while I came to know that it was all done by you, you coordinated your entire team and you made the team more vibrant. They were active. More than that, your guidance was a main effort in that team. They had made the script very well, and I think you even remember the recording. I remember some scenes like that while Mahatma Gandhi was entering into that dark room. What can I say that he says that there will be booth. In that time, every students get very confused. At that time, you entered and make the sound booth. Even I still remember that voice and the time that you take that effort and you made that scene very singing. So there I see this friendship and the team strength between the teachers or the professors and the students. Now also I remember that the time of the recording, the peoples were very get confused. So I think you have done multitask, right? You have done for that Gandhi's voice, childhood voice, even for that maid's voice, you had done something like that. Multitask you had done that time. So this all made because of the IICD's coordination of students as well as the professors. And even at the time of the rehearsals, actually I had to say that I had only 5 days there. In that 5 days, for artists it is very high risk to make a show. I can say it's not possible. For 5 days, it's a new team. They don't know what is puppets, how to make the puppets. They don't know about scripting, anything. But from the beginning, I think that, I don't know how I will manage. But first day itself, I think that I can, because I have a very good, even I can say that, because you had coordinated, you had been a bridge between me and the students. So the things made me very easy. There, we made the show, and at the time of I came back on something 2 or 3 days more for the show. You watch everything, and in the absence of me, the rehearsals were gone very well. And while I reached my hometown, I get a great news that the show was very well and appreciable. So that time itself, I called you and give you thanks, because you had done the team you had strengthened the team more to give them confidence at that time. And at last the show had happened. So that was a wonderful experience. And it was a unique experience of me, because no shows had been done in 5 days or made by me in 5 days. It's made, I can say it openly, because of you that we shared the show that was made very wonderful in that 5 days. So I thank personally for you and IICD to give me an opportunity to train your students.
Bipin, it was a coming together of passionate, creative energy of everyone, you, mine, and the students. It was no longer work as such. It was really, we enjoyed working in this collaboration. And we expect more such collaboration in future. So you carry the surname Pulavar. Where is this coming from?
Okay, ma'am. Pulavar. Pulavar is a Tamil word. It means scholar.
Scholar.
Scholar. In the olden days, only some persons were allowed to use this word, surname Pulavar. For using that, an artist who have some experience, who should be a master puppeteer in a theater for 15 or 20 years, and he must have a deep knowledge in Tarkas, Vedas, Idihasas, Shastras, astrology, astronomy, medicine, etc. And then he have to go to the king. And he have to request the king that he need the name surname Pulavar. So the king will fix a date, and all the scholars of that area or that palace will come that day. There will be a big debate or a great debate. In that debate, if he wins the debate only, he can use that name Pulavar, or else he was not allowed to use that surname Pulavar. Here, The last one was to my father. He was named as Viswanatha Pulava, from the king Uttarandalam Tirunal Martanda Varma, who belongs to Trivandrum dynasty. So I'm mute.
So Bipin, you coming from a family of this craft tradition, while you belong to this generation, having your education in English literature and social work, how do you connect yourself to tradition, or how do you, make a bridge?
Ma'am, actually, uh, there is, I have a different, my grandfather was the first person who take this art form from the temples to the outside theaters. So before he passed away in 2000. Before he passed away, he gave us a demo class like that. You must take this art form only as passion. Never take this as a profession. In the olden days, there were 15 families, more than 15 families doing the art form. But everyone stopped doing this because they considered this as a profession. While doing this as a profession, either we have to compromise the art form, or else it's not easy for a person to live with this art form. So I consider, or I take this art form as my passion, and I do my profession in another side. To make my profession, I have to be educated, so I get to post graduation in different fields. So the English also makes me or helps me in this. Also for the communication, I had built myself only to continue my passion. I do all this.
You also like connect all this three, your the tradition, your education is in English literature and social work. So other than puppetry, what else do you practice in life?
Ma'am, I am also doing counseling. I am a counselor. More than that, for the survival, I also do accountancy. So as you know, this is an art form. So this is my passion. Sometimes while I work in a sector, while I ask for them for the leave or I apply for the leave, they for 20 days or 30 days to for the travel, they will definitely not allow. So I have to quit my job and I will go for my passion. And while I come back, I have to do such different profession. So I had done accountancy, I had been in a counseling, and I had worked as a teacher. So I think I had done everything, not everything, at least something as professions.
Multi dimensions,
Yeah,
like.
because sometimes while I ask for a leave, some sectors definitely not allow. They say that no, only 5 days leave, 10 days. So then I have to sacrifice my passion. I can't do that. So I say that okay, no problem. Then I will search for another one. Like
So,
that.
Vipin, yeah. So I know that you received state award in this craft, but I would like to ask you that what is your biggest achievement in life?
This is also one of my biggest achievement. Talking with you all. This moment is one of my biggest achievement, ma'am. An award, no, more than that, after doing a show, while we come outside, the people will give us the clappings. That is the biggest achievement while considering to me. uh, like after the show, you contacted me. That is the great achievement, or I think that was my achievement to my art form. So that make me more passionate.
And you are still connected to, in the hearts of the students at IICD with whom
Thank
you
you, ma'am.
worked. Yeah, yeah. So tell me about the scripting part. How do you go about it?
Ma'am, the stories connected were different types. One is entirely traditional stories, and other is non-traditional or contemporary stories. For the traditional stories, it may we are doing Kambaramayana. In the Kambaramayana, there were 12,200 and 12,000 okay, 12,126 slogans. In that, 1,200 slogas were taken to this Tolpavakutha performance. And it was made into Adalpatte. Adalpatte means made to play. And thus slogas were written in these manuscripts. There were a lot of manuscripts in our houses. In these palm leaf manuscripts, every slogas were written. There will be slogas and the narration of that slogas. It's right. It's written in Tamil, and we still keep these palm leaves. But now we are, that books have been, new books have come, so we are using the books. Still now, we keep these manuscripts, and the first lessons will be learned from these manuscripts, and it was taken from the guru, and we will stand in front of him and we will touch his feet to get the blessings. Then he will hand over us this manuscript, and one or two slogans we will read from this. Then only we will begin our learning of puppetry. So this is one part. Six gandas we are using in Tolpavakuthu. Everything it's already written. For that we had done a 1 hour show. In the night, it will be performed from 10 to 5 or 6 for 7 days, 41 days, and even 21 days. The 21 days were taken, and we had taken 13 parts of Ramayana and made a 1 hour show. So this is the traditional part. For the non-traditional parts, first we have a single line story. In that single line story itself, we will have a rough note about the needs of puppets. And there are 4 types of puppet. 4 types means each puppet will be in 4 types: sitting, standing, walking, and fighting. This is a fighting puppet. So the 2 hands will be moving. So in the rough idea, we will just get how many characters and all. Next, we will go again to scripting, and we will write a detailed scripting including slogas, narrations, dialogues, etc. In that time, we will again go to the puppets, noting like how many puppets and what are the types of puppets. So some puppets will be 2 or 3. Some will be sitting puppet, standing puppet. So we have to make the 2 puppets also. So we will write that in brief. Then the sketching of the puppets, each and every puppets will be cut out and figured. After the puppet making, again we have to practice the dialogues, and we have to blend music and incorporate music and the story. Then practice of manipulating the puppets. After manipulating the puppets, we have to make again a incorporation or the blending with the puppet manipulation, the singing, and the instruments. So that lot of rehearsals will take place, and then the performance will occur.
So, last but not the least, Vipin, like to hear about your future plans. How do you think you can take this art form forward, connecting it to contemporary scenario?
Actually, it's a very hard for these types of art forms to survive. So for that, we are used the social medias a lot. Even this pandemic corona situation, we had made shows in 7 languages, creating the awareness, and we had done an HIV awareness story in Hindi. Like that, lot of stories we are doing. And now we are experimenting something different. We are planning to make a mix-up of Mohiniyattam and Tolpavakutham. Mohiniyattam or Bharatanatyam else. We are planning it. In that, while the dancer will dance, and in some scenes, she was just imagining we are in the forest. In that time, in the puppet screen, we will play the puppets. Like that, lot of scenes we are using like that. While she is saying her imaginations, we will show that imagination the puppet. So this is our new project. Like that, we are planning to do some more experiments in the future, and definitely with help of you and your team, like that, lot of helps while we can continue this art form.
It's very interesting how you're visualizing things in a more experimental, innovative way. You're thinking in a much more creative way. So I'm really looking forward to more such collaboration. And we are open to questions. Anybody, in the audience, they can type their questions in the chat box. Okay. This is Annie, an IICD student, and she is asking how much time do you need to complete one puppet? And as it is so detailed work, how do you see the future generation will continue it?
Okay. Uh, the puppets were also in different sizes. Some maybe 2 feet, 3 feet, and 4 feet, like that. For a medium puppet, it will take at least 1 week to 10 days to complete a puppet. As you said, these all detailings were for the traditional puppets. For a traditional puppet, there was some compulsory needed. For example, for making a Rama's character, we have a different shape, size. It should be like this, and the dress should be Virali Patta, etc. For that, it will be very detailed. But for a new puppet, we can just we can make some more easier. We can also make the easier shapes, and we can reduce the cutout and all. So it will be easy to make that type of puppets. But the traditional puppets, we can't do anything because it should be like that. They have a proportion like that.
Okay. So there is another question from Manoj Kanan. Can you elaborate a little more on the animation technique and methodologies you follow traditionally?
Okay. It's like he's asking about puppet projection, how the shadow is projected on the screen. So as I said, there will be 2 or 3 curtains like that. White and black is important. The white white, it will be the cotton cloth, and we have to pin that properly. Then only the
Can
shadow. Huh?
Vipin, can you show that one puppet and how it is, yeah, with how it is manipulated? Can you show it?
Yeah, I will show him. So as I said, there will be a wooden beam, and in that wooden beam, a coconut is placed, and we will light the lamp there. There, we will keep this puppet, and we have to hold this puppet in this position. There will be a bamboo stick here. By using the bamboo stick, we will press the puppet in the screen, and we will just play the puppet using another bamboo stick. And if the two hands to be moved, we will play two hands together, and the shadow of the puppet will be projected through the screen. As there are holes, the light will pass through the lights, sorry, the holes. And other opaque position, opaque part will stand like the shadow. So this is how The puppet is projected through the screen. Can't hear, ma'am? Can't hear.
Together with the music and the dialogue, it makes a wholesome performance. Because we experienced it in the Gandhi show that happened last year. So, any other questions? Any students would like to ask any questions? Okay, I think Swati, you had any question? Okay.
Thank you, ma'am, and thank you, Vipin, for such an interesting session.
Thank you.
We learned a lot through your experience and the way you elaborated everything. Thank you so much, Pampa ma'am, and thank you so much, Vipin sir.
Yeah.
Welcome.
Uh,
Welcome.
it has been a very an insightful session in the craft story of shadow puppetry. So for me, it was an absolute delight talking to you, Bipin. And
Thank you,
thank you
ma'am.
for sharing your experience. Wishing you a passionate journey forward, innovating new ways of taking this craft forward, keeping the essence of its tradition and connecting it to contemporary times. So we
Thank
look
you.
forward to more collaborations with IICD. And thank you, Swati, for backstage coordination. And until the next Varta session, goodbye, stay safe.
Thank you, ma'am. Thanks again for IICD, Swati ma'am, and especially Pamba ma'am for making this session and making everything wonderful. And all the best, ma'am. Thank you.
Thank you. Thanks to the audience for joining in. Thank you. Bye.
Thank you. Bye.